We've done a couple of Beyond Today dailies talking about the impact of Brexit, the decision by the United Kingdom to officially invoke Article 50 of their pact with the European Union to withdraw. The last one I did, I actually drew a larger arena to talk about the reaction that has been going on in the world scene with President Trump in America, President Putin in Russia, and how this combined with Brexit creates some interesting questions in the world scene right now. Reaction, misunderstanding, even downright attacks to all of this from various quarters, having to do with the fact that all three of these attack the idea of globalism in the world today. And that nationalism, by making America great, Russia's resurgence under Putin, and Britain's desire to remove itself from the EU speaks to its own nationalistic desires, all of which go against the prevailing mood of the world today toward a one world, global order, global society in so many different aspects. And that's what we see the reaction to. Where does it all end? A viewer who watched what I did on this particular topic said that I should come back and talk about the fact that in the end, it is globalism that is going to prevail according to Bible prophecy. And nationalism, which is what is being produced by these three moves here in individuals, will in the end lose out. I did talk about that very briefly, but I want to go back because I think a key is in the scripture in Revelation chapter 17 and verse 13, where Bible prophecy talks about an age-ending global power that we began to understand in chapter 13 of Revelation, verses 7 and 8, that now comes to fruition in chapter 17 and verse 13, where we find that there are 10 leaders identified in verse 12 as 10 kings who receive authority for 1 hour as kings with the beast. And in verse 13, these are of one mind, and they will give their power and authority to the beast. What you see described in Revelation 17:13 are 10 leaders, 10 kings, 10 nationalistic sovereign leaders over nations who give their power and authority to one supranational global leader that the Bible identifies by the term the beast, acting in a manner consistent with powers and empires of the past and the present. And they give their power to him, which is actually describing a rise of a global system to which all give their obedience for a brief period of time in the age leading up to the return, the second coming of Jesus Christ. And so nationalism is having a resurgence right now, but Bible prophecy shows that in the end, a global power and authority will rise to restore order, to restore a sense of unity and a, quote, peace to the world in the final hours before the return of Jesus Christ. And it is that system that we find making war with the saints, the people of God, and actually opposing Jesus Christ at his return. There's a lot of the details to fit into that picture, but hopefully that gives a bit more clarity to what is taking place right now and where it will go in the future according to Bible prophecy. That's BT Daily. Join us next time.